Hello everyone, and welcome to RNG University. On tonight's episode of Nixilis, all will be one again, but this time with a twist. So, with the release of Lost Cavern of Ixalan, we got the new Millennium Calendar. This card is one of those cards that's very janky, but the idea is that we can double the counter every turn, and basically, we can get counters from untapping permanents. That's what I meant to say. And then we can double the counter every turn and basically win when it has 1,000 counters using somewhat of a compounded effect by the constant doubling, right? So you get 2, 4, 8, 32, or 16, 32, and then you can see how fast it can snowball. Really, if you can put more counter into it early, the later on it gets to 1,000 very quickly. Now, I think that a lot of people tried this in like blue-white shells just to stall and then win with the calendar. But what I really found a deck that is interesting, or at least a combo that's interesting, I saw someone play against me, didn't work very well, but I think it could work well, and that is the Millennium Calendar with All Will Be One. Whenever we put counters on a permanent, well, you know how many counters that is? That's a lot. And All Will Be One would just, boom, zap them out of existence. So, that's actually kind of fun. And I want to see whether or not I can make this deck work. But of course, I don't want that to be all the combo. So I also put in Ob Nixilis, Captive Kingpin for another version of a one-turn kill. And so this is the whole deck list that I try to construct. It's probably not perfect. Again, in the beginning, early days of the meta, there's a lot of trial and error. So this is the trial and error version of the deck that I think it will be fun to play with at least. So in the early game, of course, we got 4 Voldaren Epicure to get some blood tokens out, but also to get a 1/1 on board that we can utilize later on as a blocker, as a sacrificial spawn, whatever the case. And then we have 2 Millennium Calendar. We don't want too many because it actually doesn't do much when it's on board by itself, so we don't want to just let it kind of get stranded. And then, of course, we got removal. So there's a new removal in the Lost Cavern of Ixalan, Bitter Triumph. This is a, what's that called again? The Infernal Grasp on steroids. This card is crazy. It's 2 mana. We can destroy target creature or planeswalker, but we gotta pay 3 life. Or discard a card. Well, paying 3 life is not great, but it's something that we might be able to do against a control deck. When they have planeswalkers, we can probably pay 3 life. And if we want to discard a card, if we have 2 Millennium Calendars, we can discard a card. That's totally fine, right? So that's kind of the idea. Then we also got 2 Go for the Throw. 2, well, Go for the Throw. We have 4 Bloodtithe Harvester for early game board presence. And then we got 4 Anvil, because this deck can also work as an Anvil deck. We got a little bit of sack on artifacts with the trash, the blood here. And then the Anvil can sack itself, maybe. But not really. So Anvil's good, but not great in this deck. We got 4 Graveyard Trespassers. I put in 3 Terratite so that we have some form of a board wipe. 4 Big Score, of course, for card draw purposes. And then we have 2 Ob Nixilis Captive Kingpin. I'm not sure if 2 is good enough, but he is legendary. I don't want a lot of stranding in my hand. It's a good card though. Maybe you can run 4 off and just cut some Anvil. I'm not sure. Again, for early rendition of the deck. I got 2 Cruelty of Gix, so that I can have all three abilities are pretty good, right? Making our opponent discard is okay against control. To search out a card from my deck, it's probably going to be All Will Be One. And then I can also put a creature card into play, which could be Ob Nixilis. So I could search up with Chapter 2, All Will Be One, and in Chapter 3, bring back Ob Nixilis, and the same turn, cast All Will Be One. And that would be a pretty good finisher. And then also I wanted to put in a new card that I feel like is fun. Chimil, the Inner Sun. Spells you control cannot be countered, which is great. Thanks, control deck. And then at the beginning of my end step, I also get to discover 5. So not upkeep, end step discover 5, which means that I can discover 5 the turn it comes in, and every other card in the deck is 5 drop, so we can probably play most of them. There's no counter spell, so a lot of them just comes out very easily. So in the land base, 24 lands total, because we curve out at 6. And then we don't really need that much lands early game. Who knows, right? But 24 lands is pretty standard. So we got 3 swamps, 3 mountains, 1 Takenuma, 1 Sokenzan, 4 Blackcleave Cliffs, 4 Haunted Ridge, 2 Restless Vent, 4 Sulfurous Spring, 1 Blast Zone, and then 1 Drannith Ruin. Drannith Ruins work pretty well with All Will Be One because we can get tokens. We can get some counters rather than tokens. So that's why instead of Mirix, I put in this Ruin, but I don't have 1 off, so hopefully it doesn't get stranded on the board We don't have colors. Only these two are colorless mana, so I know that these are all going to be in my opening hand every game. Let's go try it out, this deck, huh? Ob Nixilis, all will be one, is always a fun combo to play. You can replay the color challenge. Why would you? Why would you ever replay the color challenge? That is probably the... I mean, they can take a page out of Hearthstone, right? They can copy a lot of things from Hearthstone in a Magic Arena. The color challenge is so boring. Hearthstone has so many fun, like, single-player modes. Alright, well, instead of the 2 colorless lands, we just got 1 land. That's not a hand we can keep. There it is. Alright. There's that colorless land that's gonna hurt us. This is a terrible hand. And we gotta put back a card. Jeez, okay, fine. We'll keep 6. We'll put back probably the Ob. I don't know when I'll be able to... Yeah, I don't know when Ob will have a chance to shine. Oh, well. Should not have put back the Ob now. Let's attack first. Funny that he's also Rakdos. Do I need to sack this right now, or can I sack my blood token later? What am I pitching, though? Oh, there it is. Whenever it attacks the player with the most life. Yep, I don't want that to happen, so... I guess my triumph will be bitter. Hit 3 life. Take 1 more. Another Preacher. Another Calendar. Just pay 3 more life? I guess so. Pay 3 life. I mean, not having lands is always fun, right? Our opponent only has 3 lands as well, but they'll probably have a play. No? We draw a tap land. That's beautiful. There's also lifelink, so that's not fun. Also cannot sacrifice this. So, can I sacrifice anything this turn? I cannot. Also cannot sacrifice the construct on my opponent's turn, because that way... if I sacrifice it that turn, then this turn I actually don't get any damage through. He attacks for the damage. Do I double the counter to 18? Another Preacher. Do I double the 18? Or do I Blast Zone this up to 3? It's pretty good to Blast Zone up to 3, right? I can't get it up to 3 right now, though. Terratites. Nothing in the graveyard. 2 Terratite. Obby. What can I do? Sack this to double it? Do I want to do that? I don't think I want to do that. I can deal 1 damage. So he get a Vampire. I'm okay with that. $14 will get to 28. Do I block here? The Epicure isn't doing much. And then if I have 2 permanent, that's -2/-2 to the board. That's also not doing much, huh? It's Death Touch. Socialite. Makes the board a lot bigger for me. And that's not great. Go for the throw's okay. So this can give me up to 3. And I can -2/-2 right now, but that's not doing much. Should we just exile the top card of our library and see what we get? Really, only 2 permanents in the graveyard is not fun. I guess this I have to go through. What am I getting? Oh, that's... Until the end of turn, right? Until the end of your next end step. So I can play it, but that's pretty much it. Vampires! You don't say. I'm gonna lose double my life. Should have attacked first. I mean, get through some damage this way, I suppose. But if he goes all in, that's actually not that great for him either. How many do I have? Still 2. Alright, we can just block like this, right? Do I want to block like that? I mean, I'm sacking a blood token next turn anyway, so... Sure. He still has plays? What can he do? Does he have a land? I'm confused. He played a land this turn. Is he on full control mode? I don't understand. How does he still have plays? Oh, he has Convoke. Yeah, didn't think about that. Yeah. GG. So here is how this game is gonna go. Sack this. Target, wait, so deal damage, right? Take 1. Take 1. Take 1. Take 1. Take 1. All will be 1. All damages will be 1. There it is. GG. Well, like I said, the calendars, it's kind of a trick. But if we didn't draw Ob there, we could have just doubled the calendar and still won that way. That was risky, but we got to win. Ob pulled it out. He is definitely the Kingpin. Alright, now we're playing against Back End. What's Back End? You go first with 2 lands. Okay. Dark Slick Shores. What is this? Mill 2 card. Self-mill deck. Okay. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Gnawing Vermin. Do they have it? Oh, you can cast 1 for free. That's what it does. Oh boy! I wonder what he's gonna do. No attacks, so I guess I have to do this. You're not gonna attack? I'm not gonna do anything. Let's take that out. Now there's creatures. Man, he really wants that. Can't let him have it. Might take a while to exile the graveyard though. But gotta take it out. I will pitch the Terratide. It's probably not going to do much. What can we draw? Can we draw a land? We cannot draw a land. Guess we'll have to try this again. Otherworldly Gaze. Oh boy. I mean, I don't have my land, so I think he might have a better chance. Exile target instant sorcery card, copy it, and he may play it. So he's gonna copy the Squirming. Ugh. That's... I'm just gonna quit. 3 Breach the Multiverse. And I can't even draw a 4th land there? That seems like a fair game, right? Would it work if I draw a 4th land there? Well, depending on what he has, right? If I had a 4th land there, I could have played a Ob and then really put on the pressure and might have to kill him before he does anything crazy. But he gets the best draws every time. I mean, I had to mull it 3 times. I guess the better target would have been to exile the Fathomless Descent, but then he would have just milled that instead. You know. You. You go first. We got an Epicure. Okay. It's decent. I can play an Epicure turn 1. My mono red? You'll never know. Oh, well. I guess you will now. Discard the Blast Zone. So what am I doing next turn? How good is a Blast Zone against this deck? Might be pretty good. Big score. It's fine. It's fine. Not looking forward to it, but it's fine. We'll discard a Harvester. Because I have that land. Graveyard Trespasser will be a bane to his deck, but he probably has a lot of counter spells, right? You just dropped the Blast Zone here? No counter spells yet. Not exiling anything. I want my Bloodtithe Harvester in the graveyard for now. could have an effect. What? Whenever you ninjutsu, look at the top. Ah, interesting. I'll attack with just this. This is 1 damage. Oh, I needed that too. Oh well, I just wanted to pump the Kingpin for 1, but sometimes it happens. Just gotta play something, right? You can't just not play anything. It's a 3-drop, so I get a blast them up to 3, I can kill it, but that's, I don't know if I want to kill it. Letting it flip, that's interesting. Does he have a counterspell? I can channel this. Cruelty of Gix. How good is Cruelty of Gix just to get countered? And then I can exile his counterspell. I don't think that's worth it, right? Channel a bunch of 1/1s. Block a 1/1, yeah. That's not the one you should block, though. Putting creatures in my graveyard is actually great. Those were exactly 1 damage. What the heck? Okay, I guess those are not 1 damage. I don't know how this is supposed to work. Galissa? Okay. Well, your Galissa does not reach. Double cruelty, huh? Why is it not tapping the blast zone? With menace. Okay, he has 2 things to kill 1 of my creatures. That's a land. Discard Cruelty. Get another land. First strike, yeah. Does he have something else? Does he not see the lethal? I'm confused. Okay. Satoru Umezawa. Get out. That was a weird Soul-Tide deck, I guess. I don't know what that was, but apparently Ob Nixilis is good enough just to aggro them down. Which is what Ob Nixilis does, but it was really weird when I did that 1 damage and I didn't get anything out of it. Is life loss during combat all counted at once and not singularly 1 at a time? Maybe if I only attack with 2 1/1s, I could have pumped my Ob. Oh, then I wouldn't have won, so, you know. Alright, we're gonna go first. We got 4 lands into all will be 1. That's not great, but I'm gonna keep because I got Chimil. And I really wanted to try the Chimil. Recruitment officer. Guess we'll have to kill the recruitment officer when he plays a... Do I though? I guess I do. I mean, he's not going to attack anyways, right? Harbin. Attack into me? Not attacking into me. Alright. This is actually an interesting turn of events. Am I gonna have to pitch the Chimil for a card draw? That feels so bad. Okay, officer. I'll take the damage. Nothing? Because I'll pitch the Chimil. Oh man, that feels so bad to pitch a Chimil like this. Should have pitched the Ob. Bitter Triumph. Pay 3 life. He definitely has a counterspell, right? That's the whole plan. Yeah. That was the whole plan. Alright, what am I doing? Cruelty of Gix here? Let's see if he blocks this 1-1. He lets that happen! Alright, get to pump my Ob. So, do I Cruelty him? And do I... Nothing here pumps, right? So I think I'll Cruelty... I do want to go for the throw, but he probably has another counterspell. It's fine, it's a free. It's a free kill. Alright. Can I do something with this? No. I'm confused. Right. Does he have a counterspell? Does that make this appear? Is that the plan? That's fine if he gets make disappeared, right? He'll have to sack one of his recruitment officers to do it. Yep. Not paying. Harvester now. I will harvest you. No attacks. Zephyr Sentinel. That's not good. But at least I can remove it. Bounces to 3-2. I'll have to take 3. Go down to 4. Alright. Play his land. Should not have played his land. Played his land anyways. So we will kill this. Alright, and then we'll Cruelty. I don't need Chapter 1. I'll go directly to Chapter 2. We can get out our... Oh no, my life! It's gonna hurt. Anvil here. Deal that 1 damage, gain that 1 life. Gotta get down to the wire here. Searching for a creature to play. Okay, he can't play right now. That's good. Wedding announcement's fine. I'm okay with it. I mean, there's no reason to hide that. I already know what you have. My graveyard, please. Ob Nixilis, please. Alright, let's go with the GG first. Then we'll play it. Ha! Didn't want to see the All Will Be One? Infinite combo? Here it comes. Ob Nixilis with All Will Be One is actually infinite because it doesn't draw. We just exile. So even though we have nothing to exile, if we deck out, we're still drawing. Well, we're still exiling the top card, which is 0, and then dealing that 1 damage with the 1 counter. So, GG. Ob Nixilis All Will Be One will destroy your opponent. It's such a good deck. It's so fun. Chimil never really got to shine because a lot of the decks we play against were really aggressive, so we didn't have time. We didn't have time for the Chimil, but we had time for everything else, and it was just as beautiful as every game turned out to be. We even got Cruelty of Gix to do what it's supposed to do: search out the card we need, and then All Will Be One landed us the finisher. Right, so that's what it was great about. Terratite never really come to shine because we didn't have any big board to wipe, except that one game. But then in that one game, we just flew over and killed him with Ob. So I guess that's also a win. Did we win that game? Did we lose that game? I don't remember. There was one game that we lost. But overall, this deck was very strong. The Oni-Cult Anvil deck was already strong. With Ob and All Will Be One, that is a cool finisher synergy that will definitely kill our opponent. But even more than that, now we have the Millennium Calendar with All Will Be One. That is another finisher. Now this deck is full of finishers, and against counterspell decks, well, Graveyard Trespasser will stop them in their track. So I think overall it's a pretty strong deck, very fun to play. Now the question is, can we fit in a Cavern of Souls in here? And I don't think we can, just because the land base is kind of tricky, and also all these creatures are vampire, okay, but then now we have a human werewolf, and then we also have a demon, so we don't have any of the same synergy. Another thing about this deck with the Bitter Triumph, we didn't see any planeswalkers, so Bitter Triumph almost killed us with the cost 3 life in a lot of the games. But I still think Bitter Triumph is a great card, at least right now, against a lot of the planeswalker heavy decks. We don't have anything to stop it. It's only Bitter Triumph that stops it, right? These aren't haste. These aren't going to deal haste damage. The All Will Be One can deal damage, but the problem with that is we need to have counters being put on something, which we don't. And so, yeah, I think the Bitter Triumph might be necessary. 2-off is fine. I think 2-off won't kill us too fast. And we get life gain from the Anvil. We get life gain from the Graveyard Trespasser anyways. One more thing was, I was afraid of Anvil not finding treasure, or not finding artifacts to sacrifice, which that didn't happen to be any issue. We had the blood, and then we have treasures. So I think we'll be fine. As long as we have one thing to sack, the Anvil can just keep sacking the construct every turn. So that's not that bad. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you guys next time.